Hello again, this is Mike with another episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. And this is, well, it's a cardboard box. But inside the box is a brand new Menards 4-bay center flow hopper car. Opening the cardboard box, we find the standard Menards clamshell packaging that's used when the models are on the shelf. Opening the clamshell, we see that the car is decorated nicely in the Sioux-line colors with printed data and Made by Menards 2024. It also includes the shiny sticker with a unique car number. This is one of the few Menards cars of any type that I've seen without crooked numbers on at least one side. The trucks are plastic, but they include the new Menards articulated coupler mechanism that allows the car to navigate O27 curves. Pretty cool. Although the car looks rather silly on curves of this degree, I recommend O42 curves or larger if you could manage them on your layout. And by the way, O27 curves are okay, but most O27 turnouts are not, as you can see. So keep that in mind before you purchase. The couplers are also plastic thumbtack types, but they seem to be snug and firm with no accidental uncoupling issues that Menards cars have been notorious for in the past. One disappointment is this missing detail piece. I am disappointed with this failure in quality control, though. I was hoping that the Menards cars would be fully scale proportioned so that they would match my Weaver-covered hoppers, but as you can see, the Menards cars are shorter in both length and height, so they come in about 95% or so of true O scale. This was probably an accommodation for the O27 curves. On the other hand, these cars will look right at home with traditional-sized three-rail cars. Like my Weaver cars, these Menards hoppers feature plastic construction throughout, so they're very, very light for their size. The Menards cars will come apart, but first 6 small Phillips screws need to be removed. In a previous episode, I demonstrated how to add weight and how much I recommend for various cars. I'd like to pause a moment and ask that if you're enjoying this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel so that YouTube knows that you enjoy this type of content, and leave a comment about your experiences with these and other Menards train products. Now, back to the video. Though smaller than scale, the Menards cars are a good representation of American Car and Foundry Model 5250 covered hoppers. ACF made some 18,000 of these cars between 1964 and 1982, and many look-alike cars have been made by ACF and other manufacturers since then. So these models are a good match for any era from the 1960s to today, and for many industries from agriculture to food processing to manufacturing to chemicals. On the layout, my covered hopper had no problem with my O42 curves in a train of mixed freight cars. Although I did put the covered hopper behind the heavier metal trucked cars. After some weight is added, this shouldn't be a problem at all. It should also be fine to run a solid consist of these hoppers even without weight. So the pros include an unbeatable price at $24.99, excellent graphics, a good representation of a very common prototype, they can navigate O27 curves, the couplers worked well, and they're available at Menards stores or they can ship to your home in most U.S. states. And the cons. Quality control, which has been a recurring problem with Menards products. Their customer service is generally pretty good, I've found, but in my case, I'm not willing to wait and I'll just fix the problem myself. Another con is that the cars are not true 1/48 scale, which is not a problem for most three-rail operators. At roughly 1/50th scale, these hoppers look good with traditional-sized Lionel cars, and they're close enough to scale that even most rivet counters will not notice unless there's a true scale nearby for comparison. Another con is the plastic trucks instead of metal. Even with a higher price point, the metal trucks would have been an improvement. Another con is that the cars are very lightweight, mainly because of the plastic trucks, but this weight issue can be remedied easily. And the other con is that there's limited availability outside the Midwestern US. But overall, if not for the quality control issue of the missing detail piece, I would give these cars a solid B+. So check out these new Menards covered hopper cars, keep the trains running, and we'll catch you next time with more toy train tips and tricks. Hopefully, Menards will make these cars part of their regular lineup, as there are literally